What we're going to try and accomplish today is to level up maybe 1 or 2 skills, hopefully fishing, maybe some farming, something like that, and get some money together so we can buy some strawberries at our spring festival coming up on the 13th. So tomorrow it's going to be cloudy, no rain. Today, shard of knowledge from the future. The spirits are very displeased today. They will do their best to make your life difficult. Affects stuff like what fish you can catch, what's going on in the mines as far as how aggressive the enemies are, how fast you find a ladder, all that stuff. So not going to be the best day, but that's okay. Living off the land is telling us about making fences. For now, we're not going to worry about doing that because we don't have any livestock to keep away from our stuff, and it really just doesn't matter at this point. We do have Clint here. Hello, good morning. I noticed that you've been breaking some rocks open and finding ore. That's good. If you want to get to the next, get the most out of the ores you find, you're going to need a furnace. Just so happens that he's got an extra set of blueprints laying around. Here we go. Yes. Learned how to craft a furnace. Great. So we got a new crafting recipe out of the day, if nothing else. Furnace allows you to smelt metal bars. The bars can be used for all sorts of things. Great. So as soon as we can, basically what we're going to do is we're going to start smelting some stuff. We can upgrade our tools. We can start eventually building sprinklers when we learn how to do that. We can use them for all sorts of crafting recipes, and we're going to need them going forward, especially for upgrading our tools, which we're going to try and start doing pretty early on. All right, so Pierre is telling us that we should be frustrated with how small our backpack is, and Pierre is not my favorite person in the game, but he is absolutely right about this. Our small backpack is a pain. Marlin is telling us that once we slay 10 slimes, that we can go over to the Adventurers Guild and start getting some of the benefits of that. And then Robin is telling us to build a well on the farm, which is something we are not going to do, because as you're going to see here in just 1 second, as we pull out our almost empty watering can, this little pond right over here is super close, and there's kind of no point in building something that's just going to be in our way either toward any of the exits of our farm at this point. Once you've got an entirely large farm that has crops from basically that fence over here all the way to the cliffs on the other side, you might want to consider building a well here and there. By the time you get to that point, it's going to be well past year 1, and you're probably going to have a majorly upgraded watering can and sprinklers everywhere, so it's really a waste of a resource in order to build those. I'm going to harvest some of these crops that we got going on here. Make sure you don't waste your time watering them. It's not going to let you do it, but it is frustrating when you're walking around trying to water your stuff, can't figure out why, and it's because the crops are done. So if you've been trying to water something and it's not letting you do it, that's why. Just hit the A button while you're hovering over the thing in order to harvest it. Alright, so walking around, getting all this stuff. Run out of water here soon. Alright, so like I said, walk over to this close little pond here, very conveniently placed for us to refill our watering can, and as we do that, we're more than halfway done watering this stuff, only a couple more things to harvest, and then we'll be able to get started doing some stuff for the day that isn't just standing there watering crops, which is certainly not the most interesting part of the game, and why we are going to want to craft a furnace sooner rather than later so we can start smelting some bars, as well as level up our farming skills so we can learn how to craft sprinklers that will be helpful in making our life a whole lot easier so we don't have to waste the first 2 or 3 hours of our day doing this stuff. Alright, so at this point we're going to decide what we want to carry around for the day, what we want to sell and what we want to keep. We are definitely going to sell this gold potato because it is going to be worth the most of everything that we've gotten so far. Probably save one of these tulips because sometimes people ask for them on the bulletin board. They're not used in the community center, but flowers are helpful to have around for gifts and things like that. Also, may probably save... Well, we might sell all these parsnips, sort of just depends. Save maybe a couple potatoes just so we have them around, and then sell everything else. Basically, we want to make sure we have a stockpile of things from each season hanging around just in case we need them going forward. But we're also trying to make money so we can buy those strawberry seeds that are going to give us our biggest bang for our buck both this year and then in spring of year 2, and you can only buy them at this festival coming up on the 13th. So that's why we're trying to get as much money together as we can in order to buy them. I think they cost $100 per seed. So right now we can only buy 10. We'd like to get to probably, if we can, close to $3,000 before then, so we can buy at least 30 of them, plant 15 or 20 this time around, save a few, and then hopefully by next year you'll have made the seed maker so you can save a few of the strawberries, get some extra seeds, and then start your year off to spring in the most valuable way possible. So now what we're going to do is wander around and, like I said, do some fishing, some foraging, sort of introduce ourselves to some of the few townspeople that we haven't met yet, which I think is, I know we haven't met Sam, I don't know that we've met Marnie, I don't think we've met Abigail, Haley, so basically I'll show you where you're going to find most of these people. If you really wanted to, you can look up their schedule and absolutely track them down, but it's not imperative that you get to them by a certain day. Just make sure you do it pretty early on in the spring, maybe before, the spring festival if you can. So no one's home at Marnie's house other than Jazz, and we can't get in there because we're not good enough friends with her yet. Plus it would be creepy to just wander into a little girl's bedroom at 10 in the morning while she is home alone. Be a lot worse if Allison was a guy, but it would still be pretty scary to do that. All right, kick some trash cans. Nothing doing in that one. Same thing here. We're not going to be able to get in to see Sam, but we're going to introduce ourselves to Vincent, who wants to be just like his big brother when he grows up, and Jody. Yep, can't get in there, not good enough friends. It's annoying that we can't knock just to introduce ourselves to him, but we'll see him wandering around town sooner rather than later. Alright, got a cave carrot out of that trash can, which is always good. They're great just to eat for energy if you need them, and they also factor in pretty good to some early recipes. We're not going to be building a kitchen in spring or probably even summer, but it's nice to have a few of them laying around. So who else do we need to see? That is Sam, couldn't get him. Abigail's Miss Purple Hair, Marnie, Gus, Sebastian. All right. I think at this point I'll probably just head over to the beach, say hi to Penny since she's sitting right here alone under a tree like a creep. And